There's a moment in every woman's life when she looks in the mirror and asks herself, who am I really? Not who the world says she should be, not who she's expected to be, but who she chooses to become. That moment, right there, is where power begins. And that's what this is about. The one skill every woman must learn in her life, the skill of owning herself, owning her voice, owning her worth, owning her story. Because the truth is, no one hands you power. You take it. You build it. You become it. So let's talk about what that really means. 6 lessons that will change the way you walk through this world. There's a moment in every woman's life when she looks in the mirror and feels that quiet stirring inside. The voice that whispers, "There's more to me than this." It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's powerful. It's the sound of your own truth calling you home. That voice inside you is ancient, instinctive, and deeply personal. It knows what's right for you long before logic can explain it. It knows when something feels off, even if everyone around you insists it's fine. Yet so often, we bury that voice under noise, expectations, fear, doubt, other people's opinions. We silence it because we've been taught to trust everything but ourselves. But the truth is, your intuition is not fragile, it's fierce. It's the original GPS for your life. Learning to trust that inner voice is not just a skill, it's an act of revolution. Think about how the world conditions women from the start. We're told to be nice, to be agreeable, to not make waves. We're taught to seek permission before making moves. And when that instinct inside us says, "This isn't right, this isn't me," we override it. We smile instead. We say yes when our entire body screams no. We settle for less because we fear being called difficult, emotional, dramatic. But here's the truth. Every time you silence your intuition, you abandon yourself. Every time you listen to others instead of yourself, you dilute your power. And that is how women lose their fire. Not because someone took it away, but because they were taught to doubt its existence. Reclaiming that fire starts with tuning back in. Listening, even when it's uncomfortable. The inner voice doesn't always speak softly. Sometimes it roars. Sometimes it says, "Leave that job. End that relationship. Start over." It doesn't always tell you what's easy. It tells you what's true. And that's why so many people run from it. Because following your intuition requires courage. It means walking away from things that look good on paper, but feel wrong in your soul. It means choosing alignment over approval. But once you start trusting it, once you realize it's never led you astray, you begin to live with a power that no one can take from you. Every woman has a story where her intuition tried to save her. Maybe it was that uneasy feeling about a person that turned out to be right. Maybe it was that sudden push to apply for a job you thought was out of reach, and it changed everything. Or maybe it was the quiet knowing that you deserved better, even when your heart didn't want to believe it. That's intuition at work. It's not magic. It's self-awareness wrapped in instinct. And the more you honor it, the louder it becomes. You stop needing endless advice. You stop overanalyzing, and you start living from a place of certainty. Because when you trust yourself, you no longer chase clarity. you create it. But trusting your inner voice doesn't mean rejecting all logic. It's about balance. Intuition and intellect, feeling and fact. When your heart and mind work together, you become unstoppable. You stop questioning every decision and start moving with conviction. People will sense it. You'll walk into rooms differently. You'll speak differently. There's something magnetic about a woman who's in tune with herself. She doesn't ask if she belongs. She knows she does. And that knowing changes everything. From the way she leads, to the way she loves, to the way she stands tall, even when the ground beneath her shakes. Here's the secret most people never tell you. No one knows what's best for you better than you. The job of your intuition is not to make life easier. It's to make life authentic. And authenticity is the birthplace of true power. When you trust that inner voice, you stop existing on autopilot and start living on purpose. You become the kind of woman who walks into uncertainty and says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust myself enough to find them. And that, right there, is freedom. So listen to that voice. Protect it. Nurture it. Let it guide you toward the life that feels like yours, not the one that looks perfect to others. Because the moment a woman learns to trust herself, she stops being defined by the world around her and starts defining it herself. That is where true power begins. Sivir, we grow up in a world that teaches women to say yes. Yes to opportunities, yes to requests, yes to expectations, even when every fiber of our being screams, no. We're told that being agreeable makes us likable, that accommodating others makes us kind, that self-sacrifice is noble. But here's the truth most of us learn the hard way. Saying yes to everything is the fastest way to lose yourself. Every yes that goes against your peace chips away at your power. It teaches people how little you value your own boundaries. It drains your energy, silences your needs, and leaves you carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. The word no is small, but it's sacred. It's not defiance, it's self-respect. For so long, women have been conditioned to see no as a negative. To say it feels rude, to say it feels selfish, to say it feels like rejection. But no is not a wall, it's a filter. It separates what serves you from what drains you. It's the line between survival and burnout, between existing and truly living. Saying no is not about shutting people out. It's about protecting the energy that keeps you alive. Because the truth is, not everything deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your access. And not every opportunity is meant for you. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is stepping back and saying, this doesn't align with who I am right now. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. And yet, the guilt that follows can feel unbearable. You say no to a friend and feel like a bad person. You say no at work and fear you'll be seen as uncooperative. You say no to your family and feel selfish. But guilt is not always a sign that you've done something wrong. It's often a sign that you're breaking a pattern that never served you. You've spent so much of your life pleasing others that choosing yourself feels foreign. That discomfort you feel, it's not guilt. It's growth. You're learning to replace the need for approval with the need for peace. And peace is priceless. When you start saying no, people will notice. Some will resist it because they've benefited from your lack of boundaries. They'll call you difficult, distant, or changed. And that's okay. You are changed. You're evolving from the woman who overextends herself to the woman who honors herself. You're teaching the world that your kindness has limits, that your time has value, and that your energy is not an open invitation. The people who truly respect you will adapt. The ones who don't were never for you to begin with. Boundaries don't ruin relationships. They reveal them. Saying no doesn't make you less generous, less loving, or less ambitious. It makes you intentional. It means you've reached a level of self-awareness where you understand that your energy is not infinite. It means you've realized that constantly saying yes to others leaves no room for your own dreams. The irony is that when you learn to say no with confidence, your yes becomes more powerful because it's no longer forced. It's honest. It comes from choice, not obligation. That's what makes it meaningful. Your no protects your yes. And that's how you build a life filled not with noise, but with purpose. There's freedom in knowing that you don't owe anyone your constant availability. You don't owe explanations for your boundaries. You don't owe apologies for choosing yourself. Every woman has the right to preserve her energy for what truly matters. To invest her time where her heart feels alive. Because life isn't about doing everything for everyone. It's about doing what's right for you. And when you finally learn to say no without guilt, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing balance and start living it. So say no. Say it with grace, with confidence, with conviction. Say it when your soul says stop. Because every no that honors your truth is a yes to your peace, your growth, your power. The woman who learns to say no without guilt doesn't just protect her life. She transforms it. There comes a time in every woman's life when she faces something that shatters her, a loss that breaks her heart, a failure that crushes her confidence, a betrayal that makes her question everything she believed in. And in those moments, it feels like the world has stopped spinning. The walls close in, the noise fades, and all you can hear is the sound of your own doubt whispering, maybe I'm not strong enough to survive this. But here's the truth. You are. You were built for this. Pain may have knocked the wind out of you, but it cannot take away your breath forever. You will rise. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, that same pain will become the reason you walk taller, speak louder, and live freer than ever before. The thing about being broken is that it strips away the noise. When everything falls apart, you're left with your rawest self. No masks, no pretenses, no expectations. It's painful, but it's pure. You start to see who you really are beneath the roles, beneath the labels, beneath what the world told you to be. And that's where strength begins. Not in perfection, but in vulnerability. When you stop hiding your cracks and start embracing them, you realize they're not signs of weakness. They're proof that you've lived, that you've fought, that you've endured. Scars don't make you damaged, they make you real. And real is powerful. We often think resilience means never breaking, but that's not true. Real resilience is breaking open and finding the courage to rebuild yourself anyway. It's waking up after being knocked down 100 times and deciding to stand again, even when your knees still shake. It's forgiving yourself for the times you couldn't be strong and loving yourself enough to try again. Every woman who has ever fallen and gotten back up carries a quiet kind of magic. A strength born not from what she's avoided, but from what she's survived. You don't become fearless by avoiding pain. You become fearless by facing it, learning from it, and turning it into fuel. When you rise after being broken, something shifts inside you. You stop chasing validation because you've seen what it's like to lose everything and still be enough. You stop needing others to believe in you because you've proven that you can stand alone. You stop apologizing for your scars because you understand they are not ugly. They are evidence of your transformation. The woman who has been to rock bottom walks through the world differently. She's grounded, she's unshakable, and her presence speaks louder than any words ever could. You can't fake that kind of strength. It's forged in silence, in solitude, in the sacred process of healing yourself when no one else can. There will be moments when you want to give up, when it hurts too much to move forward, and the light at the end of the tunnel feels too far away. But healing is not a straight line. It's a journey of returning to yourself. Some days you'll take giant leaps. Other days you'll crawl, and both are progress. Don't rush the process. Let your heart rebuild at its own pace. Because every time you choose to keep going, no matter how heavy it feels, you are rewriting your story. You're telling the universe, I may have been broken, but I will not stay broken. You're proving that your spirit is far stronger than any storm you'll ever face. And when you finally rise, when you look back and see how far you've come, you'll realize that the pain didn't destroy you. It transformed you. It taught you empathy, compassion, and courage. It showed you what really matters. It helped you understand that healing isn't about becoming who you were before. It's about becoming someone entirely new. Someone wiser, softer, stronger. Because sometimes the most beautiful version of you emerges after the deepest heartbreak. And that version of you, the one who refused to give up, is unstoppable. So rise. Rise from the ashes of what tried to break you. Rise with your scars, your lessons, your power. Because the woman who learns to rebuild herself after being broken doesn't just survive. She becomes a force the world can never silence again. We live in a world that loves to tell women what success should look like. It tells us to climb higher, work harder, look perfect, stay small, and never stop smiling while doing it. From the moment we're old enough to dream, we're handed a checklist: get the degree, land the job, find the partner, build the family, make it all look effortless. And when we finally achieve it all, there's a moment of silence, a pause, a whisper inside that says, "Is this it?" That voice isn't ungrateful, it's honest. Because true success isn't found in ticking society's boxes. It's found in answering your soul's calling. The kind of success that fulfills you doesn't need applause. It needs alignment. It's about living a life that feels right, not just one that looks right. So many women chase success that belongs to someone else. We wear achievements like armor, hoping they'll protect us from self-doubt. We measure our worth in promotions, followers, or validation from people who barely know us. But no amount of external recognition can fill the emptiness that comes from living out of alignment with who you truly are. Because success without fulfillment is just noise. You can have everything the world celebrates and still feel unseen, unheard, and disconnected.